When I first met my client Jasmine, she fit all 4 of these myths to a T. So how was she able to go from fitting all of these myths to having her very profitable online business on the side while working a demanding job? It was through overcoming these 4 common myths that keep new entrepreneurs stuck. Almost every entrepreneur I've ever met, myself included, has believed one or more of these myths at some point. And for me personally, they kept me stuck trying to build my first online business for over 2 years. Well, we're not gonna let these myths hold you back anymore. So let's jump right into the 4 myths. And the first myth is that you have to have an idea to build a successful business. That is as far from the truth as it could be, because honestly, new ideas are really hard to come by and there's almost nothing new under the sun. All a business really is at the end of the day is something that you help others with and then get paid for in return. You can do that with any skill, knowledge, or experience that you have. In Jasmine's case, she took her skills working as an animator on movies that you've probably heard of, like Rio, for example, and then she packaged them into a course helping animators develop their own skills so that they could get a job in the industry. I love Jasmine's example because her job skills were especially technical, and I often see a lot of people thinking, you know what, my job skills cannot be turned into my own business. Anything you know and can do and can help others with can be turned into a business. One of my first businesses was helping people with Microsoft Excel because I used it in my job all the time and I was really good at all the shortcuts and macros and everything, so I was able to help others with that. Later on, I was able to take my career experience getting a really good job and salary and title and help others via career coaching. When I moved online in my first online business, I was able to take my job skills doing digital advertising and help people with that. Now, there are some exceptions to being able to use your job skills. For example, my first ever job was as an engineer for the space station. That's just not something that most people need help with. So if that's the case for you as well, then you can still absolutely take your other skills and experiences like I did with Microsoft Excel consulting and career coaching to start your own business. Myth number 2 is that it's impossible to manage a business and a job. Let me tell you, when I was first trying to build a business while in a job, all the advice at the time, this was about 10 years ago, said that you have to leave your job, you have to burn the bridges and go all in on your business for it to even have a chance to succeed. Honestly, I wasn't going to do that. I'd worked really hard to build my career and it would have been really financially irresponsible of me to do so. Jasmine felt the same way. She had worked really hard to build her animation skills. She was very established in her industry and she had a great salary. Plus, she had a family and 2 kids, so she was not gonna just leave that job and hope for the best. Now, here's where the myth busting comes in. The truth is that yes, building a business is absolutely lots of hard work. However, building an online business, especially when you're selling coaching or courses or both, does not have to be complicated. For Jasmine, she knew she didn't have the time to do coaching and she didn't want to, but she wanted to create a course and sell it. So she put in the upfront time to create the course. And after she created a really great course and had helped people through it, she actually ended up hiring me to help her create a system to sell the course on autopilot. We worked on creating that system for months. So that included the sales page, the sales emails, the webinar to explain what the program was, and all the materials to help people understand that, hey, if you want to build your animation skills so that you can get a job in the industry, this is the course for you. Here's why, here's what you get, and here's how you can join. Again, that was a lot of upfront work, but once she had that system done, she was done with it. That way, she was able to focus all her limited free time outside of her job and her family on simply getting people to find her system. I want you to notice a few things here. First, Jasmine didn't try to do everything at once. She didn't try and set up her website, create her product, and make sales. She did everything in stages so that she was able to focus on one thing, get it done, and then move on. That's really key when you're managing so many things and have so little time to grow a business. I also want you to notice that Jasmine systematized as much as she could. Things that she found herself doing over and over, like explaining her course, selling it, she systematized so that she could focus her limited time on doing the things that were gonna make the biggest difference, like getting her business in front of new people. And finally, I want you to notice that she got help so that she wouldn't have to waste her time on trial and error. She hired someone, me, who had done exactly what she wanted to do and been where she was to show her the ropes. And I was able to do that because I actually started out in the exact same position as her. I built my own first online business on the side while working a very demanding job. And I want you to know that it's possible. You don't have to turn in your notice first and then be stressed out about paying the bills and then maybe have to end up going back to a job. You don't have to do anything like that. You can absolutely build your business on the side before you leave it. That way, when you leave, you're done. You're never looking back and you don't have to stress out about, oh my gosh, is is this going to work or not? Now, it is tough and it requires commitment and discipline. I remember back when I was doing this, I would wake up, go to work until 6 or 7, come home, eat dinner really quickly, and then sit down on my gray sofa and work on my business until 11 or 12 or 1 a.m. in the morning sometimes. I would also work almost the entire day on weekends and basically said goodbye to a social life of any sort for quite a while. While it was tough, it was absolutely worth it because think about what you're building. At the end of the day, I believe that it just comes down to finding the motivation that you need to make it worth it for you. For me personally, when I started, I had a good enough job, and that's part of the reason why it took me over 2 years before I got serious about building my business. However, what happened was over the span of a year, everyone I loved had something crazy happen to them. My father was rushed to the ER for emergency heart surgery. My mother was diagnosed with cancer, and my sister got hit in the eye with a snowball and almost lost her eyesight. All of this happened over a year, so I didn't have enough vacation days to just take off a year and just be with everybody. That really lit a fire under me because it taught me that, hey, you might have a good job, but if you can't be there for your loved ones when they need you most, then what's the point? And so I wasn't perfect. There were some days where I would take time off and watch TV and just be really tired. But in general, remembering that motivation helped me overcome my feelings of not wanting to do this, being scared, being frustrated, overcoming rejection, and doing what I needed to do until I had that business. Myth number 3 is that there is a limit on how much that you can make. I remember when I was first researching, this was about 10 years ago, so it's like a lifetime in internet terms, how to build a business to replace your job. All the information I could find was talking about how to go out there and make a few $100 or $1,000 a month. Now, I had worked my butt off to earn a 6-figure salary, and my parents aren't rich by any means, so I couldn't ask them to support me. So I was not going to give up this dream salary to make way less in a business. That's when I sat down to really think about, okay, how can I make this happen? And fortunately, the answer comes down to math. Whatever revenue you want to make in your business, it's essentially what is the price of the thing that you're selling and how many of it do you need to sell to hit that revenue. For example, if I'm selling a $2,000 coaching package and I want to make $10,000 a month, I need to sell 5 of those packages every month to make $10,000. If I'm selling a $1,000 course and I want to make $10,000 every month, I need to sell 10 of those courses every month. I'm using some simple numbers, but you get the idea. Jasmine was the same way. Again, she had worked her butt off to build the reputation, the standing, and the salary that she had in her career. And plus, she has a cool job. She simply wanted to do more and make more. She has a $2,000 super comprehensive kind of like college level course on how to learn all these animation skills so that you can get your dream job. And so we did the math. If you want to make $20,000 a month, you need to make 10 sales of a $2,000 product. If you want to make $50,000 a month, you need to make 25 sales of a $2,000 product. The second step is to know, okay, for every 100 people who find me in my system, how many people will buy? So let's say as an example, and this is just an example, that every 100 people that find her, 5 people buy. That way, if she wants to make 20 sales, every 100 people gets her 5 sales, then she needs 400 people to bring in those $20,000 worth of sales. Once you break down the math like that, you get to focus on, okay, where am I going to get 400 people and how am I going to get in front of them every single month? For her specifically, we focused on paid advertising because that was a fit for her industry. There's so many ways to do this. Paid advertising is just one of them. Some other common ways are through social media, search traffic, and partnerships. And the cool thing is with Jasmine's business, it is now consistently doing anywhere from about $30,000 to $50,000 a month in sales every month. I love Jasmine's example because it really goes to bust this myth because first of all, she's teaching a very niche subject. Second of all, she's not even teaching a subject that most people think that they have to teach in order to make money in their business. She's not teaching you how to make money. She's not teaching you how to lose weight. She's not teaching you how to get a relationship. And so again, that just goes to show that you really can build a profitable business and make a lot of revenue no matter what industry you're in. The fourth myth that we absolutely need to bust is that you won't have time to work on your business if you have kids. Now, if you have kids, you're probably thinking, yeah, that's going to be really tough. Or even if you don't have kids, replace that with something else like a social life or some other commitments. I personally don't have kids, but I know how hard it is because I've worked with so many students and clients who do. Jasmine herself has 2 very young kids, so of course she wants to spend time with them. And Jasmine has shared before, and you might feel the same way, that she feels guilty when she's not able to spend time with her kids. And having to have that set time for her kids really cuts into her time outside of her job that she's able to use continues to work on her business. How Jasmine has been able to manage all of this comes down to the principles that we talked about earlier. By being very focused with the time that she does have, by breaking down her business growth into stages so that at any one stage, she's only doing one thing and being very focused on it so that she can get it done, move on, and grow her business in a very methodical way. And also grounding into her motivation for her business. She wants to be a great example to her children of what's possible if you are willing to put in the work and have big dreams. And so she knows that part of what she's doing is for her children as well. So no matter what you think is standing in your way, I promise you, you can absolutely do this. It won't be easy because building a business is not easy, but it'll be so worth it and it's absolutely possible. Anyone can build a successful online business and become an entrepreneur. In fact, after having helped thousands of students build their own online business and go from employee to entrepreneur, I've identified 4 signs that you will succeed as an entrepreneur. I share those 4 signs with you right here in this video, so go ahead and click on that and I'll see you in that video.